morning. It's Saturday, the 30th of September, 2017. Welcome along to the last day of September. Or is it 31? Wait a minute. No, it's the last day of September today. Do you remember at the end of August? It's only September next week. Well, it's October tomorrow. October. Soon it will be Halloween. And then it will be bonfire nights. And then it will be Ding Dong Merrily on Heights. Still time to save up your Chris Reardon Christmas presents, which you'll have to bring in personally. There's no address to send anything to anymore. Oh, no. That one's gone now. It's gone. Good morning. Hope you're well today. Had a lovely karaoke last night. What a dreadful journey in last night. 2 hours and 15 minutes. It's getting bad again, that traffic in London. We have a slight hiatus. Is that a word? What's hiatus? What does that mean? Hiatus. We had a slight hiatus in August where it slowed down to about an hour and 40 minutes, which to me is like very fast now. 2.25 hours. There's not a journey now that I go into London to work that takes less than 2 hours. What a joke, isn't it? But what a wonderful night. So many new singers last night. 27 singers altogether at the karaoke. That's every Monday and Friday at Central Station Bar in Wharfdale Road, King's Cross. That's where we are on those 2 days. And, of course, on Sunday night at the Camden Eye in Camden Town. That one's 8 till 10:45. Lots of new faces in there last night. We were doing the live... we stream the karaoke live on Facebook as well for people to watch wherever they are. And there was a little bit of an issue with the camera last night, and it kept switching its way round. So it would be on the side like that. I don't know what. It would start off okay. And then 15 minutes later, it would be on the side like... Perhaps I should do my whole show. I've got something to show you in a minute. Don't go away. I've got something to show you. Okay? It's waiting. Here's a clue. Can you hear that? Any idea what that is? See if anyone can guess what that is. If you can guess what this is, I might give you one. No, dear. One of the items. What could this be? See if you can guess what that is. Any idea? Go on, have a guess. If you guess what that is, then turn up at one of my karaokes and I'll give you one. Yes. So last night, as I say, 29 singers, and the camera went around like that all the time. Now, I remember there was a Facebook update yesterday, so that's probably what's done it. But I turned the camera on the other side, and that seemed to cure the problem. So, wonderful night last night. Not only did hundreds of people watch on Facebook, but, oh my God, only Mr. Thames Television himself, Tom Edwards, was watching. Tom Edwards. He was a pirate radio DJ, and he was also one of the men, there was men and women, one of the men who was in between the programmes on Thames Television. Da, 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 da. And a very good morning to you and welcome to Thames from London, where we're starting our programmes in just a couple of minutes' time with programmes for schools and colleges. That's followed at 12 o'clock by Sons and Daughters, and with the news from ITN at 1 o'clock. These are your programmes this morning here on Thames. Right now it's coming up to 9:30 and time for programmes for schools and colleges. Ah! I love it! Television presentation at his bed. Tom Edwards was watching the show last night. Oh, God. I mean, that's almost as good as me meeting Linda Evans. Sorry, Tom, if you're watching, but that's not as good, you know. Linda Evans, a.k.a. Sue Ellen from Dallas, or my phone call from Tony Blackburn. These studios are practically a hive of super megastars and celebrities dropping in and making phone calls, hanging around outside, hoping to touch me as I come out. Oh, it's wonderful. It really is. So that was the karaoke last night. This morning, I've managed to complete what I nearly swore then. Did you see that? I nearly swore. What I mucked up on Thursday night. And that was the music and chat show. That's all recorded and ready for Monday morning, 10 o'clock. And I've got a bit of Beethoven for you this week. Oh, Beethoven. You'll know the tune. I don't know what Beethoven is. Oh, what's he talking about? Don't know classical music. I don't know. I don't want to... Oh, no. Is that Beyonce? Has it been on X Factor? Is it on X Factor? I don't know what it is. Oh, is it a Christmas song? No, dear. You will know. Let me give you a clue. You ready? Da 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 da. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Ba, 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 ba. Yes, that is the piece of classical music I'm playing for you on Monday morning. That'll be on at 10 o'clock Monday morning. Uploadradio.com on DAB in London, Surrey, Sussex, Liverpool, Wrexham, Chester and Gloucestershire. DAB there, Upload Radio. Everywhere else, online at uploadradio.com, Monday morning at 10 o'clock, okay? That's why we don't have a show on Monday anymore. Hi to Brendan Brady Flan, watching live on YouTube Live. Good morning, Mr. Brendan Brady Fan. Hope you're well, sir. I've also watered my hanging baskets today. You have to still water them, dear. The thing is, you get all that rain down, but the little top of the basket is only small, isn't it? It can only catch the slightest little drop of water. Raindrops keep falling on my head. Yes. Brendan Brady Fan says, I've heard that piece on many adverts on the telly. Oh, it's a wonderful piece of music. I'm sure you're looking forward to that on my... Of course you could listen to it now, but it's not the same as me playing it for you, is it? Be honest. No. Thank you very much. Yes, so that's done. Water me hanging baskets this morning. And that's it. Let's have a look at some of your messages this morning. Pouring into the United Kingdom Talk Television Studios complex. Good morning to lovely Nathan. Good morning, Nathan. You're first in today with a message. Wendy's there. Has anyone guessed what this is? Listen again. Right, listen carefully. Go on, guess what that is. Guess what that is, and I'll let you have one. You only have 2 more minutes to get your guesses in. Hurry up. Push one now. Wendy, good morning to Wendy Young, who's lost 7, 8, 9, 10 pounds now. 10 pounds in weight. Even it was only half a pound, but it's not, it's 3 pounds. And remember, if you only lose half a pound of weight a week, which is nothing, okay, that is 2 stone a year. 2 stone a year, half a pound a week. That's what it equals. Good morning to the lovely Diane. Oh, a bit late this morning, Diane, aren't you, darling? 2 people got their messages in before you this morning. What are you doing, lovey? Oh, you thought you'd go to the kitchen and just get that cup of coffee first, didn't you? And you missed it, dear. You missed it. Adam the plumber's there. Good morning. Good morning. And he's walking around IKEA this morning, aren't you? Oh, God. Flat pack furniture. I suppose you'll be all right. I'll put it together. You know, 1 screwdriver. And it's all up. Not me. Oh, flat pack furniture. I was quite shocked and horrified when I bought a wardrobe from John Lewis, of all places, about 5 years ago, I think it is now. It's a lovely piece. None of this MDM stuff. Good morning, Ross. Hope you're well. None of this MDM stuff. It's proper wood. But, I mean, it wasn't quite flat pack furniture, but you did have to put a couple of bits together yourself. I beg your pardon? Flat pack furniture from John Lewis? What is the world coming to, for God's sake, man? Dear me. Good morning to Paul Gallagher. Good morning, Paul. He made an appearance, didn't you, at the karaoke the other week? Good morning, Paul. The delightful Heidi Oliver is there this morning. Good morning, Heidi. What are you buying in IKEA? Is it something in particular that you're looking for? Or are you just browsing? Are you just browsing? Don't forget to lay on all the beds. Yeah, I'm just testing this. Why are you laying on? I'm just testing the bed out. Thank you very much. Never, ever, let me listen. Never, ever buy a bed online. Don't do it. You need to go to a shop and you need to lie on the bed and you need to be on the bed a few minutes, dear. You know, do not buy a bed online. I don't care how much money you're saving. Don't buy a bed online. You go out and you try it out. And that's it. And you lay there for a while. Like, you know, pretend to be dead. That always frightens the staff. They start coming over with tea and biscuits and everything. Oh, yes, I've done that a few times. It's, I'm not feeling well. Are you all right? I'm going to just come and see. Yeah, and tea and biscuits come over. Wonderful. Good morning to Mr. Ray Reynolds, who I had a very interesting phone conversation with this morning. Good morning to Ray Reynolds. Simon Gillam loves classical music. I like Classic FM. I'm not keen on the presenters on Classic FM, though, Simon. They're a bit boring. There's no life in them, especially that old bag at the weekends. What's her name? Katie Braithwaite. Braithwaite, something like that. Oh, hello and welcome to soft classical music for you on a Saturday night. Isn't that a gorgeous piece of music that I just... She's not even there! She's not even listening to the music! I reckon they send her a script and she reads it word for word, and then they take her little bits of chat and stick them in between the songs. There's no one sitting there at Classic FM at 3 o'clock on the Saturday morning. There's no one there, dear. I'm here live, honestly. I haven't cut myself out of little bits and inserted myself into songs. It's like when I do the music and chat show. I don't record speaking bits and push them in. I sit here and I listen to the songs. Wonderful songs, dear. Got a nice Barry Manilow. Shall I tell you what Barry Manilow song I've got for you on Monday? No, I'm not. We're not doing any of that. Coming up next. Why do people keep doing it? Coming up next and all that business. Telling you what's going to happen. No element of surprise. You don't know what I'm going to do next, do you? I could suddenly stand on my chair and remove all my clothes all of a sudden for no reason at all. I could do that. Keep watching to find out if that happens. Good morning to the lovely Duke. Morning, Duke, who's a bit bored last night, weren't you, Duke? Duke, you were bored last night because you weren't with me. That is the reason. And there's certainly, you'd be so much happier if you came to your senses and understood I'm bored because I'm not with Chris Reardon. I mean, come on, you would want to introduce me to your parents, wouldn't you? I know you would. I know. Good morning to Jerry Green. Good morning, Jerry. I haven't heard from you for a while. Hope you're well, sir. Colin's there as well. Good morning, Colin. And Mr. Ben Parker is in the house. Good morning, Ben. I think I've sorted out my microphone issue, as I was saying to you yesterday. I'm now using a thicker cable from the receiver into the mixer, and that seems to have sorted out the problem. Whether or not that thin cable was acting as an aerial, I don't know. Duke says they would shoot me. No, they wouldn't, Duke. They wouldn't shoot you, not once they seen what's in my bank account, dear. Oh, dear me. We might open the phone line a little bit later on if we got time today, boys and girls. At the moment, I haven't got time. So much to tell you today. Plus, it's a bit late. Because I did do, as I say, I recorded the second half of my music and chat show that went terribly wrong last week. Did I tell you what went wrong yesterday? Let me tell you. So I usually record the music and chat show on a Thursday night. So I've done the first half of it, okay? Then I played it back. And it sounded funny. It sounded like it had gone down a semitone. It really did. Good morning, Kareem. Kareem is in Turkey at the moment. Good morning. No, Marrakesh. I beg your pardon. I lie. Kareem is stuck. Is actually stuck in Marrakesh at the moment because of Ryanair flights being cancelled. Oh dear, what a disaster they are. Ryanair. Anyway, so I recorded the first bit. It sounded funny. Had to record the whole section again, which is 29 minutes. It was fine. And then, so I've recorded that. Then I rung up my mate in between recording the two halves. Then I recorded the second half, and that went a bit wrong, and I sorted that out, and I was listening back to it, and I'd repeated not one, but two of the stories that I'd told in my first half and the second half, because, of course, I'd spoken to my mate and broken the flow completely, and I'd forgot what I'd done. So this morning I recorded that second. I thought I might have to do the whole lot again, but I didn't. I just recorded the second half again. And I made notes, you see. I made notes of what stories and records I'd played because I'd completely forgotten. How stupid am I? So that's what I did this morning. So it is a little bit late. So we won't be here all day today, gang. Now, let's have a look. Now, is this in the Daily Mail online this morning? I quite like this story. An intentionally offensive mobile game depicting Chinese Americans is causing a stir and even caught the attention of a New York congressman. It's called Dirty Chinese Restaurant. The first game by Big O Tree Games. Players can chase after cats and dogs to serve to customers. The website... Oh, this is in this morning's Daily Mail. I'm reading it from the Daily Mail. The website also states players have the option to make the owner, Wong Fu, pay his staff in degradingly frugal minimum wages. Well, hello? Isn't that what they do in restaurants anyway? Anyone work in a restaurant? Are your wages bad? Do you survive on your... I gave a very good tip at Coworth Park this week. Do you want to know how much tip I gave them? 25 quid. There were 2 of them. I mean, it was a high bill anyway, especially as my mate, as I was paying, decides to have a second glass of champagne, as I mentioned yesterday. I only had the one. Nice. Oh, it was lovely. Pink. It was pink, the champagne. I must get a bottle. How much would that be? It was like pink champagne, a pink label on the front. Anyone know what that would be? I could have a bottle of that. How long does champagne last after you take the top off? Could I come in and have a glass each night before I go to bed? Is that delving on the edge of alcoholism? Because I don't want to end up like Duke, who's with us this morning, who's frankly off his trolley every night of the week. I mean, I don't want to end up like that. You see, Duke, if you was with me, there wouldn't be any more of that lager for you, dear. We'd be having a bottle of champagne whenever we got in. What's wrong with you, for Christ's sake, man? You stick to your pints of lager, dear. Honestly, old Duke, he comes in the pub sometimes into Central Station and he's straight on, oh, can you tell me what's on offer tonight? He goes for the cheapest thing. And then when he's finished there, he pops into Tesco's Express and buys a bottle of that White Lightning stuff. The cheap cider, 29 pence for 10 litres. Terrible, dear, terrible. Anyway, back to this story here. In the game, players have to make sure they keep the restaurant running a sweatshop speed without their employees getting deported. This is a computer game you can buy. Isn't it horrendous? Horrendous. There is also a portrayal of illegal gambling in the restaurant. The makers of the game clearly intend to generate publicity through the blatantly racist basis of the game. The name Big O Tree Games is a play on the word bigotry. Oh, yes, of course it is. Big O Tree bigotry. I get that. Plus, the company tagline is because being politically correct is so boring. Well, they've got a point. They've got a point. No one, I think there's very, very few people out there who want to go out and offend someone. I really do. And I do think that the whole politically correct thing is a load of old tosh. And I have done for years and years. You know that. I never, ever want to offend anyone. If you are offended, then you've probably taken it the wrong way. That's what we used to say. Why are you offended? Oh, because... Yeah, but I didn't mean anything by that. New York Representative Grace Meng, the Empire State's first Asian American member of Congress, took to Facebook to blast the game. She wrote, "I wish I could say that I was shocked that there is a new video game soon to be released called Dirty Chinese Restaurant. This game uses every negative and demeaning stereotypes that I've ever come across as a Chinese American." And of course, she's got a point as well, I mean, the bit that caught my attention wasn't so much the story, but the bit where it says they're chasing around after dogs and cats to serve to customers, which of course they eat there. They do eat dogs and cats in China. You know that. It's just a play on that, isn't it? Well, I find it all very amusing. I'm sorry, I do. Not the fact that dogs and cats are having their heads cut off, but when people in this country or other countries that don't eat dogs and cats are sitting there eating a bit of cow or a bit of chicken, what's the blooming difference? There's no difference. There is no difference. So you can't have a go at the Chinese for eating dogs and cats, can you? Because you're sitting there eating chickens and lambs. The lambs only come out of his mother like 10 minutes ago and you're sitting there with oh, look, they all go to the farms, don't they? They take their little children to the farm. Oh, let's go to the farm. Oh, look at the nice lamb. Which one shall we have for Sunday dinner? I'm so glad I'm not a lamb, dear. I really am. Good morning to Graham, who says, get yourself a bottle of cheap Pourmain and a little pink food colouring. Forget the pink champagne. Oh, I don't know that. No, it was nice, Graham. I would like a bottle of that, please, in the house. Can you, once you take the top off, how long does the fizz remain? I mean, would a bottle last a couple of weeks once you've taken the top off, or does it go flat like Coca-Cola? I would presume it does. Is there something you can buy to stop the little bubbles? Where do the bubbles go? Where do bubbles go? Have you ever wondered that? You open that bottle, put it back in, and they've gone. Where have they gone? Look in the fridge. You can't find them anywhere. Bubbles are nowhere, dear, nowhere. Good morning to the lovely see, we have celebrities watching as well. Wesley Sebastian, star of West End musicals, boys and girls. West End musicals. He's been on all of them, dear. All of them. Wesley Sebastian, say hello to him there. There's a proper star there. Not like me, not like me sitting here in my plush television studio chatting to you. There's a real star there. Been on the stage. Graham also says, good morning, Sir Chris Reardon, OBE, CBE, BBC, ABC. That is me. Oh, Graham, what a shame you weren't in the pub last night. A lot of Labour voters in there last night. Lots of Labour voters. You could tell straight away. There were Labour voters in the pub last night. And one of them shook my hand. Oh, my God, it felt like acid burning into my hand. I'm so awful this morning, I really am. Anyway, that's the game story. I don't know what you like on computer games. I don't bother myself. Both my nephews love computer games and all that. They really do, and they play that Call of Duty, I think it is, where you go around shooting each other. They got little headsets on. And it's very, very clever, while they're playing this computer game, they're talking to all their friends all over the world. And they tell them, right, I'm going to shoot this bloke. And then they can see their friend on the screen as well. Not actually, not them as a person, but I suppose a little icon. I don't know exactly how it works. I'm just guessing here, really. I think they can see their friend on the screen. And if they see someone about to attack their friend, oh, quickly, there's someone behind you. They tell them on the microphone. And then they shoot them dead. And it's all, oh, sorry, my microphone's gone funny. And it's all on the computer. Very, very clever, really. It just doesn't do it for me at all. Pac-Man is where I stopped. Pac-Man is where I stopped. Oh, thank you, Ben. Ben sent me a Wine Enthusiast Champagne Preservation Recorker Chrome. Are you showing me little bits and pieces, Ben, that you might want to buy me for Christmas? Is that what's going on there? It's only a couple of months away. October, November, December. 4, 8, 16 weeks. I can't wait. What I love at Christmas is going up to Hamleys. Me and my mate, we've done it 2 years, 2 or 3 years. We've done it 2 years in a row now. We do that every year now. We take a night out. Actually, it's a day. We take a day out and we leave here around about 10, 11 o'clock in the morning and we go up to Hamleys toy shop. And we do all our toy shopping there in one go. Not Toys R Us, because I find that exceedingly boring in there. It's just like a stock house with boxes and all that, and there's nothing happening. You go into Hamleys, it's like a whole day's entertainment, with people doing demonstrations and throwing things at you. Oh, they do. Oh, Ben, that's one he's got already. If you look, it's not currently available. That's not very nice, is it, Ben? That's not very tempting me to buy something and then telling me that it's not available anymore. What's the point of sending that over then? Dear me. Wesley says, back to you, darling. Am I making you blush? Well, you are a big celebrity, Wesley. Not such a big celebrity, perhaps, as Linda Gray, Sue Ellen from Dallas, who I met just a few years ago, or Tony Blackburn, who rang into the studio one week. It was a couple of months ago, I know. Got my ticket for the Soul Night Out. I told you that. Anyone going to that? Came in last night from work, done my dinner, which is usually, my dinner is almost always the same every night. I have 2 corn steaks covered in a tin of baked beans. I was brought up on baked beans and I've gone back. I've replaced all my vegetables now with baked beans. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or not. Probably not, but it's nice to sit there. And I watched a bit of Ambulance. Do you watch Ambulance? Oh, I love it. It's very, very clever the way they've done that. So the ambulances, I think it's like the West Midlands area, and they got this big map and little flags kind of go on the map, which is 3D, and it comes up and says, and there's like a timer that goes round, 0, 001, 000, which is someone calling into the ambulance centre. And on the little sticker that's sticking out of the map, it might say drugs overdose. And then over there, it might say heart attack. And over there, it might say mental disability. and all these, and there's little timers going round here, and it goes into the cameras going to the ambulance control centre and film people taking the calls, and it really is an eye-opener. I think at one point they were doing daytime with 200 calls an hour. I kid you not. And they go around to these places, and they got regular customers, people that constantly ring them up all the time. It's really, really very good. And so, of course, sometimes you'll be crying. You will be crying. There was an elderly lady. There's usually a few elderly people on there, to be fair. There was one on there, I think, last week, and she's talking about her husband that she lost a few years ago, and she couldn't get out of the chair and all this business. And they took her in, and then you see the little story about them, and they might come back to them a bit later on in the programme, and you see a little bit more. And then right at the very end of the programme, you get the list of what's happened to these people, and quite often, Linda, 82, died 2 weeks later. And, oh, God. It's a really, really good programme, Ambulance, and I think it's on Thursday nights on Channel 5, that one, okay, Ambulance. All right? What else have we got here? Oh, I'm looking forward to this week. I'm going to see my cousin Patrick on Thursday. And I haven't seen him for 40 years because he moved over to New Zealand. So that's very exciting. I'm going to see cousin Patrick. I'm picking him up from his brother's house, cousin Martin. I think that's somewhere in Isleworth, and we're going over to my aunt's. That's our other cousin Helen, or as I like to call her, Judge Helen, because she judges. Cousin Helen judges everyone, including me. Now, last time I said that on the show, she picked it up, and she says, "I don't judge you." I said, "You do all the time. You do it all the time." She sits there judging everyone. So we're going to see Judge Helen and Auntie Marion. Now, Auntie Marion's the one that told me off a few months ago because we had this big dinner. Uncle John, who's, I think he was 80. He was the husband of Auntie Shirley, who we lost, unfortunately, this year. And Uncle John came over from Australia, and we had this big dinner. And my sister and her children were there, and I'm sorry, and I'm not joking here. When I've got a room full of adults and some little children, 4, 5 years old, I'd rather be with them. I'm sorry, that's just how I am. I'm on the floor with them. I'm on the floor swinging them around. Auntie Marion's come over. Oh, stop it, you're making the children too excited. I got told off. I don't want to be standing there talking politics to some people my own age. I want to be down on that floor playing with the children, thank you very much. Swinging them around and playing our favourite. By the way, have you guessed what this is yet? No one's guessed. I can't believe it. No one's even attempted a guess. Don't you want one? Listen. What is that? I'm going to show you in a minute. Don't let me go without showing you what that is. I'd rather be playing games. I would. Especially my game called TikTok, where I get a said child, except not my niece, though. Not my niece, because her arm socket keeps coming out. Poor thing. Great niece, I mean. My great niece, Emily, she's got a little bit of a problem with her arm sockets. And if you pull them too hard, the arm comes out and she has to go back into hospital. Terrible pain, which is sorted within the space of 20 seconds once she gets into the casualty area. And they pop it back in again. So I have to be a bit careful with her. But we play TikTok, where I get a selected child to lay down on their side like that. They put one arm up and one leg up like that, right? And I swing them left to right. Tick-tock, tick-tock. Harry loves it. He's 4. Harry absolutely loves it. George loves it as well. Evie loves it, but she's 5 now. She's getting a bit bigger than the other ones now. And I'm having trouble moving her. I can't swing her high enough to get to the ceiling. Because I like to do that, which frightens the life out of my sister. Chris, be careful with them. And what are they saying to me? Higher, Chris. Higher. Yes, higher. And they can touch the ceiling while I'm doing that with them. Now, what would you rather do? Be playing with children like that or talking about politics to adults? And I don't care if you're my cousins and uncles. It's boring, for God's sake, man. Play with the children. Oh, no, mustn't play with the children. You're making them too excited, Christopher. That's what Auntie Marion said. Anyway, that's where we're going on Thursday. And I'm picking up my cousin. Unfortunately, my cousin is staying with his brother. And that is in an area that will be a nightmare for traffic at that time of night, which will be about 6 o'clock. I think it's at the end of the M3, somewhere at the end of the M3, but coming out. So we're going to hit that traffic. But, 40 years, I just have to put up with it and be done with it, I think. Good morning, Graham, who says you cannot call them Labour people anymore. They are now champagne socialists, and they drink that capitalist pink champagne, dear. Do they really? I think so. Yeah, going back to the TikTok there, George, who had his birthday this week, he's 5 years old. I haven't bought him a birthday present yet. I told my my niece Tracy to go on Amazon with him so he can select something, because I'm having a bit of trouble selecting something for him. So I told George to do that. He likes the TikTok, as does Harry. It's funny, actually. George and Harry are in the same class at school. They are the same age. Well, no, they're not quite the same age, because George is now 5 and Harry is 4. But they're in the same class at school. One's at like one end of the age scale and one's right at the other end of the age scale. But when you look at them, George looks so much older than Harry. And it's surprising how little ones grow up so quickly, don't they? I mean, I never grew up, not in my head. Oh, good morning, Gary. That's Harry's dad watching at the moment. There we are. Gary. That's my nephew, Gary, there. Good morning, Gary. Harry's watching. Good morning, Harry. Harry calls me Chris Reardon. Chris Reardon. Buh, buh, buh. And he's learnt to do funny noises. I've taught him to do funny noises as well. Strange, mysterious noises, which will probably, Harry, one day get you into terrible trouble at school. As will throwing compasses at friends in school. Not a good idea to throw compasses around the class. We used to have a boy do that. Did you have anyone do that in your class at school, boys and girls? Did you? I bet you did. And they used to get their hands like that. And put your hand down there. And you put your hand, and they'd be like this with a compass. My God, what on earth made us all do that? Dear, dear me. Okay, so that's Cousin Patrick. I'm looking forward to seeing him on Thursday night. Well, we've got some more stories here. Full English breakfast. You like that? I've got 2 stories this morning about the full English breakfast. Let's open the phone line. If you want to call in. Oh, do you want to know what I've got yet? No, I'm not going to tell you. Unless you try and guess what this is, I'm not going to tell you. Now, listen carefully. What's that? Once again. What's that? Go on, have a guess. Have a guess what that is. Otherwise, I'm not going to tell you what it is, and you'll never know. I'm not going to come back tomorrow and say, okay, well, you didn't guess yesterday, but I'll tell you anyway. No, I will never know. I will never tell you what that is. Couple of people need to have a guess at what that is. What is this? All right, come on, chop, chop. Get your guesses in, boys and girls. I will tell you after the story about the full English breakfast. Now, I've got 2 stories this morning about the full English breakfast. The first one in the Daily Mail. The new full English breakfast. With 1 billion full English breakfasts eaten each year in the UK, the breakfast is a much-loved national staple. Absolutely it is. And if you're on a diet, you can have a full English breakfast. It's how you cook it. Do not coat everything in oil. Worst thing you can do. No cooking, no butter, none of that business. No fried bread. Fried bread. Oh, heart attack in a piece of bread. That's what that is. New research into English ancestry. Yeah, someone's going to spoil your fun now. Just like Auntie Marion did to me. New research into English ancestry has revealed we're a lot less British than you think. Meaning a true fry-up should look very different. What? They must have been short of news for this one. The team suggests new foods. Scientists have found that English DNA now contains genes from 26 regions across the world and have cooked up a real full English breakfast to match. They suggest new foods, including Scandinavian baked beans. I wonder what they are. Scandinavian baked beans. I've never heard of anything. Have you? Scandinavian baked beans? And French cassolette. I don't know what the hell that is. French cassolette, which should replace some of the breakfast's traditional ingredients. This ensures the fry-up represents the diversity of the modern Englishman. They're all obsessed with diversity, aren't they, people? Have you noticed that? This ensures the fry-up represents the diversity of the modern Englishman in the breakfast's biggest shake-up since its invention in the Middle Ages. The researchers from London-based Ancestry DNA found that genes from Great Britain make up only 37% of the average Englishman. More than 20% of a modern national DNA is Irish, with Western Europe making up a further 20%. To match this, the researchers swapped our baked beans for French cassolette. I don't know what that is. I've no idea what that is. French cassolette. Hang on. Oh, they are beans. There's some sort of beans. And on this plate, so you imagine yourself on the full English breakfast, on this new plate would contain British pork sausages, okay, Eastern European and European Jewish crispy latkes, I don't know what that is, French cassolette beans, which look like baked beans, Spanish Iberico pork belly, Italian mozzarella stuffed tomatoes. Oh, that sounds nice, doesn't it? Oh, cheese! No cheese in Slimming World. Scandinavian baked eggs and Irish potato farls, which they sound quite nice. So that's what they reckon we should be having now, which is interesting, isn't it? These foods represent the Italian Greek 1.9%, Eastern European 1.6%, European Jewish 1.4% heritage present in the DNA of the modern Englishman. So I don't know what you think about that. Will you be changing your English breakfast for any of that, do you think? Do you think any of that? Adam says, latkes potato. Oh, they're potato cakes, are they, Adam? Good morning, Adam. Ah, right. Oh, well, they sound quite nice. They sound quite nice. Wayne said it's a new shirt. No, it's not a new shirt. This isn't a new shirt at all. Not new. I haven't got any. I haven't bought any new shirts for ages, as it happens. No new shirts. Adam says cassolette is like beans with sausages. Ah, I used to have those in a tin, the Heinz ones. Every Saturday night, when I was a boy, I had this tray with legs, and Mum would bring it in, and I'd sit on the floor in front of the settee, on the floor, tray, and out would come sausages and beans on a piece of French stick. And cakes and crisps. That was our Saturday night tea in front of usually Doctor Who, Bruce Forsyth's Generation Game, The Two Ronnies, Duchess of Duke Street, Parkinson, Saturday night schedule on BBC One. Oh, you couldn't beat it. You couldn't beat it. Paul says it's pronounced latkars. Ah, latkars. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Paul, for correcting me. All right, right, we've got some people guessing. So I'm now going to reveal what I've got here, and then I'll do the other breakfast story for you. Okay, Jerry Green says, is it your shopping bag? No, it's not my shopping bag. Paul says, the sound is you rustling tissue paper. I don't know. Is it a new party dress, Chris? No, it's not a new party dress, Paul. Gary Butler says, is it a present for me? No, it's not a present for you, Gary Butler. Nathan says, is it tinsel? Tinsel, dear? No, it's not tinsel. Ben Parker said, is it bubble wrap? No, it's not bubble wrap. Wayne says, is the wrapping of a new shirt? No, it's not a new shirt. Here is what you are hearing, boys and girls. Look at this. Toilet rolls. Oh, yes. It's my first batch of toilet rolls. I haven't bought toilet rolls for over 25 years. I used to nick them. From a couple of places that I worked at. Unfortunately, I don't work at those places anymore, so I don't have access to them. So I've had to buy my own toilet rolls. And here we go. Look at this. My sister, the lovely Sharon Butler, not international because she refuses to fly. And my sister won't leave the dogs. She's got dogs at home. So, and whenever you say, why don't you come over for... I can't leave the dogs. She won't leave the blooming dogs. I can't leave the dogs. I can't leave the... She got my nephew living there, Jimmy, 20. And Gary goes round there often. You know, they could look after the dogs. Why don't you come down for a couple of... I can't leave the dogs. She won't leave the dogs. I don't know why, but it was my sister that told me that my niece, Tracy, gets her toilet rolls from Woucher. So I've been looking around the supermarkets and I'm shocked and horrified at how much people charge for toilet rolls. Blimey, is it like £5 or something like that? 10 quid I saw them for. This lot, look at this, £13 for all those toilet rolls. 13 quid, that's not bad, is it? So there we are. At last, after 25 years, I'm starting to have to buy my own toilet rolls. It's dreadful, dear. I'm going to have a bidet installed so I don't... With a bidet, do you still use toilet paper? How does that work? Doesn't it just aim a jet of water inside you and cleanse that disgusting area and the stuff that gets stuck up there? Do I need a bidet? Who wants to install a bidet for me? I'll have to ask Adam the plumber. Ben says, did you get the white horse and the long flowing blonde wig too? No, I did not. Toilet rolls are available. Oh, what a shame. No one guessed it. So all those toilet rolls are mine and they will be rushed back into my cupboard very shortly. Okay? Phone line open if you want to call in. You don't have to. Don't worry about calling in if you don't want to. I'm okay without calls. But if you want to, the option's there. 020 8144 3477. If you've got Skype, we have a Skype in as well. My Skype in is... United Kingdom Talk, all one word, United Kingdom Talk on the old Skype there, okay? The other story about English breakfasts, and I'm sure one or two of you probably have had some this morning, you know, the fried egg, the sausage, the beans, the tomatoes, the black pudding, if you like, that sort of thing. Well, gravy and the full English breakfast in this morning's Sun are both great British staples, but not normally together. Oh. Fried breakfast with gravy on it. Can you be serious? Well, someone's doing it. One pub has taken the bold step of serving their fry-ups with a hefty serving of gravy, and the controversial combination is apparently a hit. I suppose you should try it. I don't know. I mean, people put gravy on chips, don't they? I don't get that either. Bristol Pub, the old bookshop, is responsible for the unusual mashup which sees ketchup and brown sauce thrown out of the window in favour of gravy. The bookshop breakfast, as reported by Foozy, is a new feature on the Boozer's brunch menu, served up with a jug of the brown stuff. I can't see myself putting gravy on a fried English breakfast. Can you? Maybe you've done it before. Have you done it before? Customers haven't just been drowning their fry-ups in any old gravy. Oh no, that would be disgusting. Instead, the pub has whipped up a special breakfast gravy designed to accompany your fried egg and baked beans. According to Foozy, the unlikely sauce works with a full English breakfast. Food writer Thorne Witcher said, I admit that pouring gravy over an egg did twist my melon at first. Twist his melon? Did twist my melon at first, but I got over it pretty quickly. The breakfast will set you back £9.50, which I suppose is about an average for a breakfast. Is it something like that? I know in... I think it's Premier Inn. They do a breakfast which is about £9 or £10, isn't it? And it's an all-you-can-eat thing, which of course we're not that used to having that here in the UK. In America, all these breakfasts and things like that, they're just a running buffet, and you just go and have what you want, and you help yourself. You keep helping yourself. A lot of them are like that, you know, in America, breakfast buffets. My favourite place to have breakfast in America is Denny's, Dennys. I love it. I mean, it's proper American. It's proper American. You go in there, you look at your menu, and you order your stuff, pancakes, and these... when you order pancakes, don't think one or two is going to come. There's this blooming great big stack of the things on your plate. You know why they're so fat. But if you're going on holiday for a couple of weeks to Florida or something, why not do that a couple of times? Oh, you must go if you go to Florida or America or anywhere on a holiday, seek out a Denny's for breakfast. They know how to do it. And the service is fantastic. Someone comes over, takes your order, brings you the stuff over, the OJ, orange juice, OJ, they bring up. When I say OJ, they're not going to bring you over the bloke that's been in prison. Is he still in prison? OJ Simpson. Do you remember seeing that on the telly? All these New York, it was blanket coverage in America. One bloke gone in prison. I think he murdered someone or something, but I think the news was a bit over the top with that one. They're not going to bring him out to your table, I promise you that. You'll get orange juice, OJ. And then the tea or the coffee, and it just keeps coming for $10. You can't go wrong, really. But I love it. Would you put gravy on your breakfast? I don't think that's for me, really. Good. Okay, boys and girls, we're going to do today's birthdays, and then we're disappearing. The next karaoke, incidentally, that I'm hosting is tomorrow night. That's at the Camden Eye, every Sunday night. Camden Eye in Camden Town, 8 till 10:45, if you want to join us for that one, okay? All right, just a couple of birthdays today, and then we're going to disappear, and I shall do my lunch, which does consist of gravy, actually. I've got gravy in my lunch. Happy birthday today to Peter Watts, who I used to work with at British Telecom Directory Inquiries in Wimbledon, in Warple Road in Wimbledon. That's some 1828. Well, that's about 36 years ago now, isn't it, Peter? My God. 36 years, 36 years, something like that, 36, 35, maybe a little bit less, maybe about 33. We used to sit there for 8 hours or more a day going, good morning, London Directory. London Directory. London Directory. London Directory. I like to make up voices when I was doing it. Good morning, London Directory. Can I help you? Good morning, London Directory. I did put on voices. Anyway, Peter today is 61 years old, and him and I worked together there, along with loads of other people. There must have been at least 100 people in that switch room, I think. Happy birthday to you, Peter. 61 years old today. Happy birthday, sir. Nigel Davis today. Happy birthday to Nigel. And Stephen Lusher. All right, Stephen, I think you're the DJ. One moment, please. I'm sure you're a DJ. Let me have a double check. I'm sure you're a DJ, Stephen, aren't you? I'm sure you are. I'm sure you are. Or you were a DJ. Are you still doing that? Shanghai Airport. Hang on, let's see where you are. Have a quick look there. I can't see. Where's your... There you are. Yes, Stephen. DJ Stephen. How are you, Stephen? All right, sir. All these people I haven't seen for years and years. That's the wonderful thing with Facebook, isn't it? You keep in contact with people, don't you? Anyway, let's sing the song, boys and girls. Here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Peter, Nigel and Stephen. Happy birthday to you. Enjoy your birthday, boys and girls. I'm out of here now. Going to do my dinner and have a little bite to eat. Let me just check I've done all your messages before we leave. Jerry says the Toby breakfast. Yes. Toby breakfast is £5.75. That's as much as you want to eat. I'm a big fan of Toby breakfasts, although I haven't been for some time. I don't think I've ever been there for breakfast. I've been there for the roast dinners. Of course, I don't have the meat because I'm vegetarian. But they're such good value. You know, I think even the dinners, I think they're a little bit more dearer now, something like £6, £6.50 maybe, something like that. And you get your 3 pieces of meat, and then you just keep going up and having more and more potatoes. No wonder I was putting the weight on. What with that and the pizzas and the pasties? Terrible. Have a nice day, boys and girls, and thank you very much for joining me today. I'll see you again very soon. Cheerio now.